Hi, I'm Sammy.
Hi, I'm Bella.
I'm also Bella.
Hi, I'm Zoe.
And for the last year, we feel like gun violence has been an increasingly pervasive issue in our country. So we decided to sit down with a bunch of people to talk about what we think we can do to make a safer future.
So how has gun violence in America directly impacted your life?
So, I think that we have been the mass shooting generation in the sense that we've been doing lockdown drills since we were in kindergarten and pre-K. So I'm personally the founder and the executive director of New York City Is Enough, and on April 20th, we had a walkout, and thousands of students from public school, from private school, from all over the city came into Washington Square Park, and we fundraised and we had a rally. We flew people in from Columbine, from Parkland, from Sandy Hook, from Pulse. We had our New York State Senator, Kirsten Gillibrand, come and she spoke. But beyond that, we have to start keeping our politicians accountable.
When I was your age, there was no rampant gun violence problem in our country. The idea of worrying about a child going to school and being safe, it's something that I never imagined I would ever have to concern myself with. But obviously, everything has changed.
How it's affected me, I was a survivor of the Sandy Hook school shooting as a teacher. 20 children and 6 adults, 20 children that were all students of mine. 6 adults that I worked with, 3 of them new teachers. I don't even know if you can put it into words, what it does to you emotionally.
I think it's too easy right now to get a gun, but and I think it would be so much easier if just nobody had guns, besides like the army, I guess, or like police.
Where I'm from, there's even a bullet restriction. That means that you can only buy a gun and have 50 bullets alongside with it. And if you want more, or you need more, you have to kind of explain what happened to those 50. I think there's definitely circumstances that you can justify people owning a gun. A couple of my friends went to Arizona. They moved there. And after a few conversations, I understood that their house is sort of a secluded area. So I thought, what do they do if somebody comes along and wants to rob them or wants to attack them in a way? So there are circumstances that people should have a gun, but I don't think it should be like a broad, general, like everybody should have one, right?
What are some things that you think that we can do to make a change?
And I think having these conversations, right? Like, how often do you sit around a table and say, like, what are the real issues? Like, what can we really do? And I think for me, the big piece that stands out in all of this is mental health. And I think that I wish that was addressed so differently all the time.
If anybody's feeling anything that's making them feel ostracized or angry or lost, and they don't feel they have a way to communicate that, where's that energy going to go?
So what do you think that we can do on like an individual level?
There's this woman who is she's my hero. Her name is Shannon Watts, and she was just a mom of 5 watching the news, and she created this movement, this grassroots movement called Mothers Demand Action. And you're aware of them.
Yeah.
And so now, every time there is any vote at all, there's a whole sea of women in red shirts there. And time again, their presence there has led to the defeat of any more legislation that would protect the gun lobby.
So, it was especially after the Parkland shooting for me that, I saw that there was this like very powerful movement growing. And I think that what we need to do is turn gun violence into a voting issue. Say that, like, you cannot get elected in my district if you do not have a strong stance on gun control.
We wanted to address, we know we didn't cover a big part of gun violence, such as gang violence, police brutality, violence in low-income neighborhoods and the struggles that people of color have to face that are even greater than us. We didn't want to tell a story that wasn't ours, so for better resources, you can click down below.